YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to another video, to a little bit of Isaac. Look, let me just explain a little bit what's going on here, why we're in complete chaos. I actually recorded this video already a couple hours ago, and I got about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes into the video, and got an error message from Streamlabs saying that there was a problem with the recording and to check my settings. It turns out the problem was my hard drive had run entirely out of space, so I cleared up some space, hit the start record button, kept on going, kept on trucking on, and it wasn't until I finished that video, recorded a Yeti in this video, went and had a shower, came back, and have now just realised that that first 15 minutes or so, the file is corrupt. Because it couldn't just end the recording for me, and then have it just be fine. No, it had to yeet off wrong, apparently. So that the first 15 minutes of today's video completely cut off. Now, do I want to really record an entire hour-long video again of telling like a candid story, getting a little bit the inner feelings going? It's not quite going to hit the same, I'll be honest. So I figured, I watched the first 5 or so minutes of the second part of the recording to try and figure out whereabouts in the video I was and what I talked about. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of try and give you, I may as well put some gameplay on the screen. Let's just hit a new run as Isaac. And I'll put some gameplay on the screen just so you're looking at something. And I'm just going to try and give I'm going to try and explain the context of the rest of the video just so that it doesn't start like abruptly in the video. Now essentially what I was saying was, so consider this to be a new intro. Essentially what I was saying was, welcome to some Isaac. I know it's been, hey, my donation machine is on 0. It's been a little while since I've done some Isaac, and I think part of the reason is I just kind of, it just felt right to do one today. It felt like time. I've had a lot going on the past few days. It's been a couple of days. There's been a lot to talk about. I know, if you saw my tweet last night, which is it's weird talking about this now because I've talked about it already. But if you saw my tweet last night and now you're seeing I'm suddenly doing an Isaac video, you're like, oh no, dude, he's using us for free therapy again. First of all, joke's on you. Therapies, I live in England. It's all free here. Well, not all of it. You know what I mean. And secondly, yes and no. And I wanted to try and, this was part of why I stopped doing the Isaac. I know initially I said I was going to kind of slow down with it and then maybe sometimes do it if I felt like talking a little bit. And then I actually just ended up eating it entirely. I felt like my last few episodes that I did were just way too serious. I know the very last one I did was the Sealy episode. Obviously that one was not particularly serious. I feel like the last sort of couple episodes before that one, before the Sealy one, felt really like I was going on to get stuff off my chest, or because it was cathartic to me, which I think is good for myself. It's a nice feeling. It's nice to talk about stuff. Again, I'm not going to go into, I'll talk about this later in the video, but I always worry that there are people who might watch the videos who might just be like, going about their day. They're just chilling. They're having they wake up in the morning, they have their coffee, and they go, oh, a new Yeti plays Binding of Isaac video. I wonder what Reese has got to say today. And then they pop the video on, and I'm over here like, hey, isn't it fucked up how we all have to die someday? Like one day you'll wake up and it'll just be the last time that you wake up, and you won't go to bed that night because you'll be dead, and that's just the end of your life, the end. And people are like, ah, shit, dude. Why, I was having a good day, I was chilling, and now he's, oh, it's me. It's me. Now I was having a chill day. I was maxing, relaxing, and now all of a sudden I'm popping this video on, and my dude's like Memento Mori. Maybe I don't want a Memento Mori, and now I'm sat here Memento in Mori. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to put my own problems out into the, and plant seeds or potentially anxiety-inducing thoughts into someone who's having an otherwise nice, relaxing day. So I felt bad that all of my Isaac videos were basically just platforms for me to, get the garbage out of my system. I guess is the best way to describe that. But so I tried to keep today's relatively lighthearted, but at the same time, I wanted to do today's because it's and part of it was because of the tweet last night. I feel like I don't want to say needed to explain myself, but I definitely haven't been myself over the past few days already because there's some personal stuff that that I don't go into here. But then last night as well, something particular happened, which is what I'm gonna talk about now, because I think I actually said what happened in the bit that got corrupted. But that was what my tweet is about last night. Cause I know, you know, sometimes you see a tweet like that and you know, you're probably gonna like wonder or whatever. But it was kind of like I wanted to kind of explain. I can't remember what I talked about in my video or not, so sorry if I repeat myself here. At any point, my phone was flashing and there just isn't a notification to look at, so that's cool. But I wanted to kind of I guess give a little context and also talk about it a little bit. So obviously I had to have to give the context to talk about it. And I think as well, like because I've just not really been myself. I think I've been a bit of an annoying friend the past few days, I would say, and I was feeling kind of guilty about it. So I guess that's part of why I wanted to explain myself a little bit. But again, I think I talk about this later in the video. I honestly can't remember what I do and don't talk about. Yeah, it really sucks that of all videos, this is the one that had to get like half of it corrupted, because you know, that's life, I guess. Things can't just like be right for once. That would be too easy. But anyway, so essentially I tweeted last night there's something that happened, and I'd been feeling pretty down about it, and essentially what has happened is my great aunt passed away, and we found out yesterday, sort of morning, afternoonish, and that was essentially what the tweet was about, and I guess what I talk about today, and you know, I kind of it hit me kind of weirdly, and I talk about this. I think this most of this is fine, like how I kind of handled it, or I guess my lack of handling it for the most part, as I go into later in the video. But it hit me kind of weirdly because I guess for context, this is what I talked about and didn't get a chance to. And obviously got cut out, is I was just saying how I never really, for better or worse, I've never really had to deal with grief all too much in my life, I don't think. I grew up with essentially the one grandparent. So you know, both of my granddads, one of them was gone since when my dad was a kid, so he was never around, and then the other one died when I was like 2 or something. So you know, I never had a grandfather. And then the one grandmother passed away when I was about 8, and that's a story of its own that definitely, you know, I tell some anecdotes in today's video. That one is definitely not one for a video. It's probably single-handedly the most fucked thing that has happened to me in my life, I would imagine. So that's not one I would share in a video. You know, it's one that I share with my friends, and I can never remember who knows that story and who doesn't. So if you're a friend watching this right now and you don't know the story I'm referring to, please like tell me and I'll share it with you at some point. Because I remember making a casual reference to it at one point to one of like my best friends of all time, who I've known for like 17 years and knew during the time of this happening, and making like a really casual reference to it, and he was just like, "What the fuck?" I was like blown away that he didn't know the story. But anyway, so she died when I was about 8. Now, I don't really have basically any memory at all of anything but prior to being about 10 years old. So as far as like growing up, I've mostly had kind of the one grandparent for most of my life. And I feel like, you know, when you only have the one grandparent, it kind of, you know, we didn't know she lived quite far away. She lived in a different country. So she was never like super close. Yeah, I would only ever see her like once a year maybe, and then sort of like long distance contact, you know, letters for a while, and then email for a while, and then, you know, Skype and etc as technology progressed on that front over the past few years. But yeah, they kind of end up filling that role, and I think this is where it corrupted and it started. I started talking about that, so I guess I can probably pivot now. But yeah, so that was just a little bit of context. As I said, I got like it must have been about 12 minutes into the video, and then it just popped up saying, "Hey, something went wrong," and then the video just is corrupt. So unfortunately, not a great deal I can do about that. But I don't really want to re-record the whole thing. But that's the context. I feel like I was gonna just like let it run by itself, but I feel like it's a pretty pivotal piece of information to say that is what happened. Like, that's kind of the whole point of the video, is talking about it, and then the bit where I actually say what happened got cut out. I also talked about Among Us a little bit, because I opened Steam, and it was like, most recently played Among Us, and I went, what? And then it was like 21 minutes, and I went, what? And then I remembered we played it on Friday, right? But then 21 minutes? What happened? Like, I look, I'm not saying I don't remember. But on Friday, I vaguely remember we were doing other stuff, and then I remember being on Scribble, and then pivoting to Among Us, and then pivoting to Minecraft. Did we really only play 21 minutes? Is anyone watching this? Is anyone watching this that was there that could enlighten me as to what the hell happened in Among Us that we only played for 20? Because that's like that's 2 matches on a good day, right? On a really good day, that's 2 matches in and out. But that's like, there's no way. Like, it takes us about 20 minutes to get the lobby going and get everyone, like, in and ready to go. So did we play, like, 1 game and then pivoted? Like, what happened? Like, I remember playing, and I just don't remember. In my head, we played for, like, an hour. And it was just a normal session. And then logged on to Steam, and it was like, oh, yeah, 21 minutes. Oh, what did we do? What happened, dude? What went wrong? I just have zero, like, I just don't remember at all. And that's very much a side note, and it's completely irrelevant to most of the conversational tone of the video, but that's my mystery of the day, was seeing that we only played for 21 minutes and wondering what happened. So yeah, I don't know if anyone can enlighten me on that one. And by anyone, I probably mean Jacob, because he was the only one who wasn't pissed out of their minds on that night. I just thought that was funny that we played it for 20 minutes. But anyway, so look, I hopefully I covered everything that I talked about in the first 10 minutes or 12 minutes. We're hitting the 12-minute mark now, so I feel like I've probably covered everything. But listen, thank you guys for being here. And now I'm gonna go and do something else now. Sorry, it's a bit of a scuffed video, but hey, let's just try and make this as natural a transition as possible into the video. And so I'm just gonna kill this guy, and then we're gonna see what we get in this arcade. Oh, I wonder what we get from this tinted rock. Oh, we got some spirit hearts. Hey, what's in this arcade? Wow, Mom's knife? I do not believe it. Yoink. And then we smoothly transition over. Okay, I'm back. My hard drive ran entirely out of space. So I guess I'm editing this video together now. That's... Oh, okay, I dropped a bomb. I guess I have to put this in Premiere and re-export it and wait for that to export now. Love that for me. Yeah, I don't know. But that happened when I was like 8, right? So basically what I was getting at is for most of my life, I only had the one grandparent. You know, typically the average person has, I would probably say, it's probably somewhere around like 3.5, you know? But like, you know, 4 or so, you know? So only having the one for most of my life, or at least I don't really have many or basically any memories before being about 10. So basically, for the most part of growing up, only having the one grandparent, you know, sometimes people kind of fill that role, right? And I have the one great aunt who lives essentially like just around the corner from my family like home and stuff. Still to this day, and basically has done for like 20 years or so, like most, if not all, of my life. And when I say round the corner, I mean literally like you walk to the end of our street and then you turn right and then you walk straight until you get there. So like a 3-minute walk away. So you know, super close with her as well. And so between the two great aunts, they kind of, I don't want to say fill the gap, but you know, they kind of, that's kind of how it goes, right? They kind of end up. I hate Mom's knife. I really shouldn't have taken it. Kind of, you know, it's kind of the way it end up goes. So, you know, it's a great aunt, so it's kind of a distant relative, I guess you could say. Both in terms of like relation and also in terms of like being in a different country, like geographically, it was quite distant as well. I hate Mom's knife so much. But because of kind of the situation of only ever having the one grandparent, it kind of, you know, puts a little bit more. There's a little bit more on it, so it was a little bit tough. But then this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. I thought it was interesting, kind of for myself, because I'm in a position where like I've never really had to deal with, for better or worse, I've never really had to deal with much grief in my life. I would suggest. Beyond like the one story, as I said, the one grandparent when I was about 8 or so, but I was quite young and it was quite a dramatic situation, so it probably would also have affected me a little bit differently, I'd say. But other than that, no one's really, you know, I've lost like pets and stuff, And it's kind of, again, it's, I guess that's a good thing, because like it's not like you want, you know, oh, it means I've not had to deal with a lot of like death or whatever in my life, so that's nice. But then it has always kind of filled me with this like little sense of unease in the background, that because I've never really, as a result, I've just never really learned how to deal with grief, right? So in my head, I've always had this worry that, like, you know, one of these days, eventually, someone that I am like really close to is going to pass away, and I'm just like, I worry that I'm just not going to deal with it very well. And in fact, I already thought this. So for anyone who doesn't know, my dog passed away 6 months ago. I want to say it was like August-ish, maybe, last year. It was like the end of summer. And I honestly think to this day it still just hasn't quite. That's a great pickup, by the way. I honestly think it just never, like, it still just hasn't like hit me. Like, I just never, like, my brain just never properly even like accepted the fact that that's happened. And I remember at the time being like, you know, I was obviously like devastated, man. I was really, you know, torn up over it. But like, not like, I was kind of mildly surprised that it wasn't more than like what I expected. And I think that's just because, like I said, my brain just never really like fully came to terms with it, so I never like fully mourned. And again, similar situation, my kitten passed away a couple months after my dog. Super messed up, really sad. You know, we got her as a kitten, and she unfortunately didn't quite even make it to her first birthday, because she got COVID and she was too young to survive it, basically. And again, and I remember I tweeted about it. I put the tweet out because I wanted to be like, you know, rip to her and stuff. And I remember getting a lot of like supportive messages, and I felt really bad because I just couldn't bring myself to go back to that tweet to say thank you to people for the supportive messages, and I felt like and I still feel like an asshole about it. And I remember speaking to one of my IRL friends who knew the situation, who knew when she was ill. Like, I saw him when she was ill and we were talking about it, and then between seeing him the next time that happened, and he was one of the people who replied to the tweet. So then when I saw him IRL, and I saw him IRL, I was like, he brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, we talked about it a little bit, and I was like, by the way, I'm sorry for not replying to your tweet. I did genuinely really appreciate the reply and the sentiment. I just couldn't bring myself to go back to that tweet, and by the time I kind of was okay with it, it had been like a month, and it felt weird to reply at that point. So I kind of just don't, like, I think in my head, I try and kind of just carry on, like normal, I guess. And that's kind of always been like, I guess, like a pseudo mantra for me. It's why, you know, sort of to keep moving forward, and that's why Reborn by Kids See Ghosts is one of my favorite songs of all time. Like, I try and just kind of, you know, put on a brave face, and I try and just carry on. Because, you know, in my head, again, this is kind of something I've always been like, again, potentially for better or worse. I always kind of feel like, you know what, as long as you're always moving forward, you know, if it's one step, if it's 1,000 steps, progress is always progress regardless. And that's what I always say, you know, if you're going through a hard time, you know, just find that little way that you feel like you can make progress, or you feel like you're still moving forward. If you have to take it one day at a time, take it one day at a time. If you have to take it, if that's too much, you have to take it an hour at a time. Maybe even that's too much. You have to take it a minute at a time, because I feel like you know, if you can't sort of handle one thing, there will always be something that you can. And that, even if it's just a minute at a time, forward progress is, you know, it's still progress, right? And I think part of that, I don't think that's great. It's been great for me throughout my life. I think part of that has also been like, maybe I lean too much on that sometimes when things are especially not great, and in my head I'm like, just keep going, it'll be fine. Don't like make a thing out of it. Just you know, try and carry on. And I think that kind of is how that manifested last night, I would say, or yesterday, I would say, because definitely, like for most of yesterday, I don't even remember what I did. I probably like watched some YouTube videos a bit. I listened to On the Edge of a Cliff by the Streets 8,000 times in a row. And I did some piano practice. I've got my keyboard out and have been doing that recently, so I did a couple hours of piano practice. And then, like, I don't know how I filled most of the day, basically. But I kind of was just trying to, like... And I kind of shut off a little bit. Like, that's another part of it, I guess, is that kind of just, like... kind of being like, yeet, I'm just gonna lock myself in my room and pretend the rest of the world doesn't exist. And I did, and I remember seeing the group chat popping off in the day, and usually I'm like all up in that bee. You know, getting FOMO if I miss any sort of conversation. So obviously I'm like, oh, I didn't realize this was an Excel floor. But I remember seeing like messages pop up and just not even like registering what the text on the screen even was saying to me. Oh, we got the mother transformation. Sick, dude. Mother. Pog. We pog. So I kind of just, and then I guess at the end of the night, you know, not even worth it, not even bothered. And then at the end of the night, when it like really hit me, all of a sudden it was the opposite. It was like, fuck, dude, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. Help me, someone help. I need help. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to handle my brain right now. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm doing. Please, someone distract me. And then like chaos mode hit out of nowhere. At like 1 AM, and then I was like, which is why, again, I'm going to mention this, I think it's a little early to bring it up in the group chat, because it's like 8 AM over there right now, but I'm probably going to mention this in the group chat later, and apologise for it again. I feel like I'm doing a lot recently, but there's, I don't know, man, I'm trying. There's been a lot going on recently, like this isn't, there's been something else, a personal thing going on over the past week or so that has kind of had me not myself, and I keep having to like apologize, and like I feel like I've been a lot on my friends recently, so I think I'm trying to, like, I don't know, I don't need to go into that too much. I can figure that out in my own headspace or whatever, but yeah, that's kind of why I was a little frantic maybe in the group chat last night, because that was the thing, and then I was like, you know, I wanted kind of a distraction, or like, because I'll never be someone, I don't like burdening people, man, so I'm never going to be the type of person to be like, you're bringing it up to someone else, which is why instead I'm like, okay, well, what can I do for myself? I was like, oh, well, you know, people tweet sometimes, and they'll just be like, hey, I'm kind of sad, so if anyone has any like cat pics or anything, that'd be nice. So I did that, and you know, and it helped, and it was nice. And then, as I said, a couple of people DM'd me about it, so I ended up having someone to I ended up talking about it, and I did end up you know, finding someone to talk to about it in the end, and that made me feel a lot better in the moment as well, and as well everyone who replied and stuff, it was very greatly appreciated. Seeing Jacob's chonkers that he's been telling me about. They've been putting on a bit of heft recently. Chonky boys. Saw Tata's cats, who are always cuddling each other, which is adorable. And then Maria did a little put all of her happy songs into a playlist, which absolutely just melted my heart and nearly made me cry. And also, again, I'm gonna ask this in the group chat later, but I don't know if the thumbnail was deliberately like similar, in a similar vein to mine, or was like similar to mine, or like, I don't know if she drew that, or just like found it, or if it was just like if it was a happy coincidence, but it made me like nearly cry, basically. Like, I don't know, again, like, I don't want to, if it was just an accident, I don't want to try and like be like, oh, you did this for me, and then it's like, no, what do you mean, like, why would you, what are you talking about? You know, little awkward. But if it was on purpose, then probably the sweetest thing anyone has ever done for me in my entire life. So that nearly had me crying. And look, because I'm not like used to that sort of thing. Okay, that's not. I keep getting distracted. I need to stop going off course here. What was I even saying, man? I don't remember. But that's why I was like that last night. And then I remember, and you know, I was kind of just like doing nothing and like trying to do anything. And then I remember Spink being like, "Hey, does anyone want to do Wolf today?" And in my head, I'm like, "Yes, please. I need this. I need. Like, I don't even care about Wolf. I just like the company would be appreciated." But then I'm like, I remember that I'm the only one now, barring Jacob, who was busy with practice, presumably. I don't actually know what this is. I'm just taking it because it's... Yo, dude, what is this? I just took it because I've not seen it before. Fucking dude, I have no idea what it is, but it looks sick, dude. Sure, why not? But then, yeah, I have the lower world level to everyone else. So I didn't want to... I already kind of, like, didn't want to... I was in the headspace of not wanting to put the burden of being like, hey, I'm, you know... if you're in, like, a sad mood, you don't want to put that on other people, right? So I didn't want to... I already kind of didn't want to kind of put that burden on them, but then especially to be like, hey, not only am I in a sad mood, so I'm going to, like, suck to hang out with, and I'm already being annoying in the group chat, but also... Okay, so it doesn't do damage, interesting. What happens if I shoot through it, maybe? Yo! Okay, so it is Dark Side of the Moon. That's fucking awesome, and I wish I had tears. Yeah, so the trial run for Mom's Knife definitely going really well. Yeah, but then on top of that is also like, hey, and I'm also on the lower world, so like, actually, I was looking into it. I don't think the rewards are any different, or like that, like noticeably between 80 and 90. But it's like it's a little bit lower level, so it just makes it a bit boring if the challenge is like, the boss is just a bit easier and it takes some of the challenge away, right? And then because my brain is stupid, I couldn't just be like, instead of just being like a normal human being and being like, hey, like, I've had some not good news today and I'm really sad and would appreciate the company. I couldn't just do that, because that would just be like normal. A normal human brain functions that way. That couldn't be how I could handle the situation. No, I had to just be like, hey, I know I can't do Wolf by myself because I've tried and get my ass kicked every time, but instead I'm just gonna like try anyway and then be like, oh no, I can't do Wolf. Ah, this is too hard. If only somebody could help me. And then just hope that someone did, because I had friends online and stuff. And to be fair, I didn't realize they were playing together, or I probably would have just asked. I didn't realize everyone was playing together until I got like a simultaneous raid all at once. But thankfully, as I said, my friends, who are absolutely great, and I think the absolute world of it, I'm very appreciative to have, thankfully know me well enough that I believe that they read that as, hey, I think Reese wants us to come and spend some time with him. And they did, and they came over and they helped me beat Wolf, and it was only a brief encounter together, but it was definitely like, that sort of 10 or so minutes was definitely the 10 or so minutes of yesterday that was... probably my one bit of like yesterday that wasn't shit. So I thank you for that. If anyone is watching, I appreciate that. But yeah, and that was what had me thinking afterwards. And I was like, man, I guess this is where like I'm learning about how I am with this stuff, because it was kind of interesting to me that was like, at first I just kind of shut it all off, like I said, and I kind of just tried to be like, yeah, everything's fine, I'm fine, and I'm just carrying on, and I'm just gonna do like random stuff with my day, and I'm gonna try and just do whatever to get by. And then all of a sudden later on in the night it hit me, and I was like, fuck, I can't, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then you fucker, why is it question marks? Fuck it, dude, yeet. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this is really not good. No, okay, just checking the noties, and yeah, no, I'm feeling, that was fucking stupid. I don't want to do a full run. Let's give the daily a whack, since it's only a mom run, and I feel like I'm talking right now. This feels good. It's good. It's good for the system. It's good to get out. Sorry, this is like a serious episode. It's probably fucking absolute snoozer. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I needed this. Yeah, and I don't know. I already forgot what I was saying. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, I think. The sun's out right now, and to be honest, it'll probably, tonight it'll probably be a little bit bummed out again. So I'll probably end up. I don't know what's on tonight. I know that there's obviously there's Champions League football on tonight, so I'll be watching The PSG game probably. What's the PSG game and Liverpool game at the same time? I'll definitely be watching the PSG Barca though, because it's PSG Barcelona. Like there's a sick tie, and also Poch less than 3. So at least until about 10 p.m. tonight, I'll hopefully just be sufficiently distracted. But then I reckon, you know, I'll probably be a little off it tonight as well. But then you know what? That's one of those things. Like that's fine. You know, this shit takes a little bit of time. You know, like I'm not trying to be like like even as much as that might be my strategy to try and carry on or whatever. I'm still not trying to like be like, hey, you should be okay. Like nah, it takes a little bit of time. So even though I'm in like a very good mood right now, okay, very good mood relative to the mood I was in yesterday. Relative to my average very good mood, I'm still pretty bummed out. But compared to yesterday, I'm in a very good mood. Compared to last night, I'm basically ecstatic right now. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll you know, do something. I don't know. Maybe maybe I don't know what I'll do tonight. Well, you know, maybe I'll be fine. Play some games. I do have some stuff to do in Genshin. I've mostly like all the single player stuff has stacked up a little bit recently. I've still got to do like I finished the Dragon Spine stuff finally last night, but I've still got to finish the Dansleaf stuff. I've still got to finish the Zhao stuff. Because even the Zhao stuff, I did. I basically for a little while now, I've essentially pivoted. I mostly only play Genshin for co-op now. So I don't really do much of my quest stuff has kind of just been building up because I've not really been bothering with it as much. I only do it if I need to do it for the most part now. See the first lot of all the Lantern Rite stuff when Spink said. Do the Lantern Rite quest so that you can help me with Tower, and then we had like a team planned out, a team comp that we were gonna do when I helped her out, and then I spent 4 hours straight doing all of the quests to be fully caught up, and then she just did it by herself anyway, and didn't end up asking for help. So look, you know, so I only tend to do the quests if I need to for co-op purposes, but then sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I knew she was gonna do it by herself, I probably just wouldn't have spent an entire afternoon doing those quests. If I'm being perfectly honest. But yeah, but I still, you know, like the Dansleaf quests I haven't done yet. I'm not overly motivated. And it's funny, the thing is, I kind of, and look, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to say it. Especially with the timing of Maria's, like, back in... Maria's finally playing Genshin now after months of not being able to play. I may, but like I kind of am like about done, I think, or like maybe I'm out, maybe I'm outy. But maybe it's good timing because like I you know, because my thing is I ascended my world last night because I felt bad making my friends who are a higher world level come to mine just to help me with Wolf. But then I also felt sad that I couldn't play with them because I was lonely. Basically is what it comes down to. So I ascended my world level and I am so not ready. I like no one is ready to ascend. Half the characters that I have been trying to like plan on using are still level 70. They haven't even reached 80 yet, let alone ready to ascend up to 90. I have Jean at 80 with 0 of 6 gems. I have Fischl at 80 with 0 of 6 gems. So I'm like vastly underleveled. Apparently you want your talents to be like level 6 or so, or like 6 or 7. And like I'm looking at like Amber and Jean and all the characters I main that are all talent level like 3 or 4, and I just don't have the materials to level them up. And I ascended last night, and then I did the Dragon Spine quests and my daily commissions and stuff on the new world level. Dude, it was fucking rough. And if I didn't already have a big grind ahead of myself to try and level everyone up and try and rebuild my team, now I've got to do it on the higher world level. I'm like, you know what? And especially like with where my characters are at right now, if I talk about I'm only hitting it for co-op, I'm not useful anymore. I've fallen behind a little bit. And I keep missing, like we used to always kind of like sync up quite a bit, and I recently, I don't know if I've just been playing at like different times or what, but I never seem to be on at the same time as when everyone else is on. I feel like I keep missing everyone. You know, and I only I only spend my resin in co-op and stuff, so I keep I feel like I've fallen behind a bit. So I'm not even a useful co-op partner anymore. So I'm basically like, I don't even know what I bring to the table anymore. So I think it may be time to call it curtains on Genshin for a little bit for myself, just because, as I said, you know, I don't really, I was just playing for the co-op and I've not really been, yeah, I'm not really really useful anymore, I think is just kind of what it comes down to. And again, and also I think, I don't know if it's like a scheduling thing or what, but I always seem to miss, you know, I'm never on at the same time. And it's not like I'm busy, you know what I mean? If I'm probably just, like, if other people are on, I'm probably just like, and I'm not, I'm probably just like, oh, I'm playing FIFA, or like, you know, or I'm just watching YouTube videos. It's not like I'm doing anything else, like, I just happen to not be on at the same time. But the problem is I can't just, like, have the game open, because of my PC. If I have the game open, I can't do anything else, right? So I kind of, you know, I tend to just miss it a little bit. But maybe it's a good time, you know, as they say, you know, as one life ends, another one begins. Maybe maybe I should take it as a sign. Maybe it's a good time for me to yeet out. You know, I've been taking little signs here or there recently on you know, certain things in my life. Maybe this is another one. Maybe this is a good time for me to yeet. You know, Maria comes into the crew. What the fuck? You can get 4 of these? Okay, yeah, dude. Why not? Who am I to say no to 4 of these? I can't remember what this is, but it looks cool and it sounds cool. So we're gonna take it. Yeah, maybe that makes sense, and she can be the extra pair of hands in you know, in helping. But why did I start talking about Genshin? Oh yeah, distracting myself tonight. Yeah, fuck it, dude. Or maybe I'll just say fuck all that, never mind, and finish the dance leaf quest tonight instead. Who knows? I need to unlock that cool prismatic transporter or whatever Josh was talking about the other week. I need to do that at some point. Oh, eats. Fuck. And do the Geo quest, so I got the cool new enemy as well. That again I also haven't unlocked yet. But yeah, man, it's just been a few days, and it's one of those where it's like, okay, look, I'm not necessarily saying that, you know, if there's been like a loss in the family, I'm not saying like I feel the need to explain myself, because I don't think that that's kind of the point of what I'm getting at here. But also, I feel like I need to explain myself. And like I said, that was only yesterday, so that doesn't explain like the other thing that's been going on that I'm not going to go into in a video. That's kind of had me being not myself for the past week or so. But then this now on top of that, and I just kind of like, I don't know, it's probably not shown in videos, although I will admit I watched the Skyrim waifu video back and was like I don't want to re-record it, so I'm not going to delete it. It's kind of all that comes down to, but like I was very close to deleting that video. Like that was a rough one. I don't know if like you could tell, I was not in a very good headspace recording that video. It wasn't, honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was just little bits here or there. Just walk straight into it. So it's not necessarily like, I don't know if I'm doing a video right now, which is why I'm talking about videos, and that's why I'm saying, you know, I don't know if you can necessarily tell with videos, because to be fair, there's only been like 2 in the past week, and then I did a Yetiness video on the weekend, but it was one from the backlog, so it wasn't a recent one. So you probably won't be able to tell from video perspectives. Actually, it was a great video. I was trying to upload it because Maria uploaded a new harp cover. Maria Fisher. Maria Fisher. You can just search Maria Fisher and she'll come up now. Did Grandpa's theme from Stardew Valley. And it was just absolutely incredible, as she just is all the time as a person. We stan Maria Fisher in this house. Just truly one of the most amazing people on planet Earth, and you definitely should listen to her play the harp if you haven't already. But I wanted to try and help, obviously, as I try to do. YouTube has a lot of value on the early algorithm juice nowadays, so I was trying do time my video to like a couple hours or so after hers, because she's pogging, like she's that good. And this is how, if you haven't seen, if you want to know how good she is, this is only a second one. She already has she's already started building an audience on there from one song before this one. So you know, the second song, she's pogging no matter what happens, you know what I mean? And she will continue to pog. So she's got, you know, and then she's got her audience, and then she's got her friends and stuff who are obviously helping her out and stuff. So that's really useful for a video like that, especially for a shorter video. So I'm gonna give it that early juice. YouTube really likes. There's a reason why they added that new feature a few months back or a year back, where it's hey, here's how your video has done in its first 4 hours compared to everything else. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they added that feature, is because they like the early numbies are really important, and then they try and then it's about keeping the ball rolling, you know? It's about keeping it rolling and then hoping that the ball is a snowball and then it begins to, you know, pick up pace as it goes. So I was hoping, you know, her video will pog on its own merits, just because she's done that fucking well with it, that she just has like I said, she's already starting to build an audience for herself, which is just so dope, and I'm so proud. But then I was like, you know, if I can do like a little shout out, if I can just stick a little intro on the front of one of my videos, being hey, before the video starts, watch my friend play the harp, or I won't respect you. I'm just gonna, you know, we'll stay together for the kids, but I won't respect you, and I'll make sure they don't either. Ooh, that could be a good tier list. And then even if it, you know, it gets three extra views, maybe that'll help with the algorithm juice. So I was trying to time it. I was like, you know what, even if it only gets even if only 3 people click that link and go through, I wanted to time it so that it, you know, those 3 extra views came through at a useful time. So I uploaded that on Sunday night, right? Yeah, Sunday night. And that video, dude. Number one, it tells you out of your top 10 recent uploads, it tells you since your most recent video uploaded, how it ranks compared to your other videos in that time. I checked it after 4 hours, and then again after a day and a half, and both times I checked it, it was rank 1 out of 10. Poggy. So I guess, I don't know, I guess internally I was giving myself a little pat on the back, that I was like, yo, you picked, obviously I tried to pick a good one. I think the last time I actually mentioned it in a video, it was during a baby metal video. No, that doesn't sound right. I think I maybe put some text during the baby metal video, because I'm oh, those are the ones that pog. The baby metal videos pog. So this one I was like, okay, what if I got in the backlog that will potentially get the most views? But dude, that shit got it's at 500 already, and it's not even been 48 hours. That's good numbies. The shout, you know, if you're shouting a friend out, you want to try and have it be as useful as it possibly can be, right? You know what I mean? Obviously you want it to be a useful. So obviously I was trying to look for the video that it was going to be most helpful on, but dude, I was not expecting it to be that pogged. So that was nice. That was a nice little thing on Sunday to be ooh. And it'll be interesting how well that video does if it keeps going on and it ends up being one of the on the more popular side in terms of how videos perform on my channel, and that video forever is just gonna have me sat there, not in my usual holding my phone below me because I had it lent on my laptop, which was on my lap. I had my hood up, and because I didn't want to show my hair because it was a mess, and I was kind of ill, so I sounded really rough, and I was just hey, yo, before the video starts, just watch, listen to a harp video. It was a complete mess for the opener of that video. But it was just nice. It was nice that that video of all videos did well, because that was a good one to do well, I would say. And it has been, dude. It's been pogging. The Muse stuff has been pogging. Shout out to Josh for that one. It's not even it wasn't even a suggestion for the channel. He just mentioned a Muse song that he said was good, and it kind of was the greatest indirect suggestion or like accidental suggestion of all time. Because apparently people absolutely pog out of their minds to Muse, and I also like Muse, and their whole thing is people are like, yo, they're like the greatest live band of all time, so people just want to see people do reactions to live Muse, and I've never seen them live, but I like them, so so it's like the easiest content of all time, because I've never seen any of the live performances, but know that I like their music, so it's and people want to see it, so it's great. So shout out to Josh. I love having friends that I can just steal content ideas from. Even if it wasn't deliberate, I thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna go do some Yetiness after this, I think. Actually, I need a shower first, so maybe I'll shower and then do another plays video. Maybe I'll do a tier list while my hair dries, and then, because I feel like both of my last 2 times I've recorded for Yetiness was straight getting out of the shower. And I feel like if I keep, like, it doesn't matter having wet hair for a video, it's not a big deal, but I feel like if it happens every time, it's going to become my thing, where it's going to reach a point where it's like, hey, why is this dude's hair like wet in every video? Like, why is this his thing? Is this just a thing that he does? Like, hey, this is the reactor that only does reactions straight after having a shower. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that, like, it's not that, look, having wet hair, maybe not that big of a deal, sure. I feel like once it keeps happening over and over and over again, people are going to start to be like, you know, asking questions, maybe. Probably not, but I don't know. So maybe I'll do a little tier list or something in the meantime while I wait for my hair to dry, and then I'll hit some videos up. But yeah, plus it'd be nice to have something to edit tonight, I guess, for distraction tactics. But look, that was kind of, you know, I guess the bulk of what I wanted to talk about today, to kind of just, you know, for a little context as well. You put a tweet like that out, you know, people are going to wonder, right? And you know, without saying, and usually people don't tend to kind of go into that much detail on social media. Some people do, and feel like fine doing that. Yeah, I'm not necessarily the type of person who like, I'm very finicky on where my line is in terms of what I'm okay with, like, people knowing about, like, me, or like what's going on in my life versus not. Publicly, I mean, like, not like people, like my friends and stuff. There's a line somewhere with eventually, if I don't know exactly where that line is, but basically, if I consider you to be like a friend of mine, I basically don't care. I'll tell you anything. As probably all of my friends can attest, that I'm like the biggest oversharer of all time. But in terms of, like, you know, online stuff, you know, there's always that, like, a bit of a line of, like, you know, how much do you share and stuff. So I didn't necessarily want to go into too much detail there on what was kind of like a semi-complicated situation. You know what I mean? With like the family dynamic and stuff that I explained earlier in the video. That now that I'm in a video and I've got longer to talk about it, it feels a little bit more like, hey, I can give the context, so I don't mind talking a little bit more about it. That was just not a good room. This is flight, right? We'll take that. We'll take that. But a little bit of nut throat. A little bit of nut throat. No, that won't be nut throat. It'll be. Well, I've only had. What have I eaten today? I've only eaten curry. I haven't had any granola. A little bit of cardamom throat, maybe. A little bit of rice throat. But yeah, fucking hell. Why don't I have any water? Ah, fuck, I have no water. Guess it should. No, you can't do it. So I just looked to my left and saw a unfinished glass of scotch from last night. Dude, it's 2:42 in the afternoon. Do not. Also, it's from last night. It has just kind of been sat since last. Ooh, but I don't know, man. My throat's a little dry right now. Oh, you fucker. I'm not gonna do that. What was I saying? Yeah, and also, dude, I don't know. I just feel like I have to explain myself. I just haven't been myself for like a week now, and it's probably been annoying for my friends and stuff. And you know, as I said, I haven't made many videos, so it's probably not had a chance to show in videos too much. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to apologize because just move out of the way. I wanted to apologize just because, yeah. And again, I probably didn't need to even say any of this in the video because I'm gonna hit the group chat later. And say sorry. Did you get damage from this? No, because that's not. This is the Marrow Heart one that's crap, not Bone Hearts. Okay. Well, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And by live and learn, I mean like I haven't learned anything from that. I'm definitely not gonna remember that the next time I see it. Okay. Oh, also that happens as well. Is something I think. So if I could get some hearts, that'd be pretty sick. Just to fill these babies up, fill these bad boys up. Wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't mind. Oh, good shot, dude. Good shot. Yo, you were on my tier list, and I didn't know what you were called. And don't remember what I ranked you. Probably like average. I probably put him on like the middle ground tier if I recall correctly. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that was the bulk of wanted to get off my chest maybe, or just talk a little bit about, just because sometimes I don't know. It really, like, you can think and think and think and think, and trust me, I'm a thinker. I do be thinking a lot. But like, you can think and think and think, and I think sometimes it hits different. I think sometimes it genuinely is beneficial to just say shit out loud. Even if it doesn't, like, make a difference to the way you're viewing things. Sometimes it's just cathartic. But sometimes it also it makes a difference to that as well. I don't know, I think it's just nice to say things out loud sometimes. You know what I mean? You dig? You feel me? And I have a YouTube channel. So I can do that. I mean, I could do it anyway. But, like, it feels less weird. Don't get me wrong. I'm, like, playing a video game and then I'm just, like, talking to myself. Still inherently a little bit weird. But it's a thing that people do in the year 2021 and have been doing it for a few years now, actually. So that's pretty wild. Yeah, it's a thing that people do, so it feels less weird than if I was to just sit here, like, speaking out loud to myself. I would feel a little bit like a crazy person. And sometimes I do anyway, but you know what? Name one genius that ain't crazy. Yeah, I saw no, definitely never mind, actually. Definitely never mind. Definitely never mind. Anyway, so now apparently this is where we come to the natural end. What bits did I use? I'm trying to remember what I talked about in that episode that didn't get uploaded, aside from bullying waifu culture for like 20 minutes straight, which is why the episode didn't get uploaded. In case anyone was wondering why I recorded one and didn't upload it, that's why. What did I talk about? Oh, I have a good Facebook bit, but I'll save that for another video because I think that's funny. I think it was a funny bit. Honestly, it wasn't that funny. Oh, and I talked about the spit thing. That was kind of funny. Also, everyone. We'll save that for. How long of boss rush have I got left? No, I'll save the spit thing for another day. Just planting some seeds, dude. Now you're like, oh shit. Maybe you know, if people are like, oh, if he uses me, his loyal Isaac viewer, as free therapy one more time, I'm out. And he's like, oh, spit. He's gonna talk about spit next time. That could be fun. Okay, like just one. Like I don't like his laser. No, I think all of my bits were like 5-minute plus. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to go into a 5-minute plus bit right now. What's going on in the world? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on to, as if this video wasn't long enough already. I'm gonna pull up Twitter trending, and then I'm just gonna see. Dan Giesling is telling me to stay safe out there today. Oh, someone is football Twitter has been driving me fucking insane recently. Someone on football Twitter the other day put like a suicide note, and it was like super like heartfelt and like really like emotional and serious. And like loads of people, I read through the comments, I started reading through the replies, and people were like having to go at him, and I was like, what's going on here? The because someone DM'd him asking if he was okay, and he was like, yeah, I'm fine, I just need to get some interactions. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people, dude? And someone's doing something similar again right now. What's trending? Give me something to talk about. It's Happening is #1 top trending right now. What's happening? Give me something to talk about. They're talking about Myanmar, the Myanmar situation. Why is that trending under gaming? Oh, there's a Nintendo Direct happening tomorrow. Okay, so I don't care. But fuck it, let's run with it. I said I wanted a topic. We're running with that. So Nintendo Direct. What does everyone want to see from Nintendo Direct tomorrow? I would love to see a new Smash character. Minecraft Steve. Wouldn't it be funny if Minecraft Steve was in Smash, guys? That'd be funny, right? Like, they did that, right? I was about to say, like, that was my joke. Or like, that's where I was like, what I was referencing. I was like, isn't it kind of fucked up they did that? But now that I'm saying it, like did they do that? Did that happen? Did they really add? That was a real thing that happened, right? Or is that like, was that just a meme that like was just that prevalent that I thought it was real? No, they did that. They added Minecraft Steve to Smash. That's wild. Hey, you know what they should add? They need more, like, JRPG characters with big swords, in my opinion. You know what they should add, actually? Zero Suit Samus. Now, look. I'm not trying to take it in that direction. All I'm saying is, I found out about Zero Suit Samus the other day. First of all, I didn't even know Metroid was a lady. I have Mama Mega. What am I doing? Or Mama Max or whatever. Why am I a big dumb idiot that just never used that? Mama Max is a YouTuber. Oops. A YouTuber who shouted me out on his YouTube live stream one time to like 5,000 viewers, and a bunch of people came over and was pogging up over my video. He commented on my video as well, saying he said everything was stellar, and it was probably one of like the best comments I've ever received because the dude has like 90k subs. It was in my Elder Scrolls 5 location discussion for Somerset Isles. In case anyone wanted to check that, his comment hopefully is still there to this day. And it was a good video. It was one of my best videos, and it's one of my like one that got away because that Elder Scrolls content was doing so well, and then I just stopped doing it. It was doing really well, and I was genuinely proud of the content I was putting out. Like I was proud of all those that kind of like location discussion pseudo series I was doing, and then some of the new stuff I was doing as well. I liked making it. I was proud of the videos, and the videos did exceptionally well. I gained a bunch of subs from them. And then I just stopped after like 3 months, so that was cool. And then I had a YouTube friend of mine who was doing the exact same content, and who, when we found each other's channels, I remember shouting him out when I had about 2,000 subs and he had about 200, and I remember him being really thankful because he was like, "Ah, it's really cool to get a shout out from a channel that's like, you know, much bigger than me, like and to kind of get like a help from a bigger channel." And I remember thinking like, yo, that's really kind of him to call me a bigger channel because I only have a couple thousand subs, and he had like 200, so I understand where he was coming from. Anyway, then around the time of the Elder Scrolls videos, I also had, oh, that's a sick item to get right at the end, like 2,000 subs or whatever, or like 2,500, and then he'd like caught up because his channel was doing pretty well. We made the exact same videos for about 3 months. I stopped, he kept going. He ended up hitting 100k in like the space of about 6 months and has many like multi-million view videos. He stopped, he quit unfortunately, like right as I think he's at like 98,000 or something when he quit. He either was just short of 100 or he just went over it when he quit, and he hasn't uploaded for about 3 years now. But yeah, so if there's one thing to be like, you know, sometimes you have like little phases of content that do really well, and I know Josh has had. I know I've talked to Josh about this before, about like little phases of content or little series that have done really well that you're like, oh, I wonder if I just kept doing that forever, where would I be? That's definitely that for me, was the Elder Scrolls stuff. and it already is kind of like wondering, but especially when I look at a YouTube friend or a YouTube like colleague, so to speak, who was doing the same content with the same amount of subs at the same time, and he did keep going, and he blew up. And you sort of look at it and go, imagine, wouldn't that have been wild? Listen, thank you guys for... Has anyone done any recently? I know Josh has just been doing normal runs, but I've seen Will's been playing Isaac recently, and another friend of my friend list has been playing. Not been doing dailies. Oh, that was... Oh, we just caught it. It was a week ago today. That was the other run that I did. I did beat it. There you go. Finished 1100, or like 1200, I guess. That was the run I recorded last week and didn't upload. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for indulging me. I appreciate it so much. I don't know, like, I don't expect these videos are so long, right? And especially this one today was such like a downer, or not even a downer, but it was a bit like whatever, you know what I mean? So I really do appreciate if anyone has, you know, watched today and stuck through the whole thing. I appreciate it. It means a lot, and I really do appreciate everyone for just being around, and especially my friends for putting up with me and stuff. So thank you. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have a shower, and I'm gonna, I think, do a tier list maybe, actually. Wild, I know, but I need to wait for my hair to dry because I don't want to be that one reactor who always has wet hair. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see everyone in a tier list tomorrow. Later, guys. Bonk. Nearly forgot then.